we're going to talk about whiny players, people faking injuries, stoppage time, and I think Barron wants to have a little rant about Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, I mean, where do I start? I mean, we'll get the stoppage time out of the way. Do you know how much nicer it was to watch a game like where there weren't literally didn't really have any stoppage times because it was just a free-flowing game. So, like the Arsenal Fulham game, it was free-flowing. There was, I think, a minute added on in the first half. There was 3 minutes added on at the end. And it was absolutely, do you know what I mean, lovely. It was easy. It was nice. No one went down injured. No one started screaming. It was just a nice game. But
on that note about that, right? Fulham got absolutely rolled over. Bournemouth nearly came out with something and they wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, they moaned about, there being 6 minutes added on and half went into 7. But I'll say it again, that as soon as they put the ball up, their centre-back went down holding his knee. There was no one around him. It was just, what, you got cramp in your knee? Have a day off, mate.
So what we need to think is, what is the solution? What would you do to stop this?
I would literally do what they do in rugby and stop clock. You know what I mean? Player goes down, ref blows the whistle, they stop the clock immediately, bang. I would do away with extra time at all. I wouldn't do 100-minute matches and all that. I would literally just play 90-minute matches. Player goes down, if the ref blows the whistle, stop the clock straight away. Say it takes 15 minutes for them to sort it out. That's fine, don't matter. They're off the pitch. Press play. Almost like you're pausing a game of FIFA. I'd do away with it at the time. And it would just be a 90-minute match. And do you know what I mean? And do you know what? I wouldn't mind as well, is if they just carried on playing. Let the physios come on the pitch.
Get him on ball.
Look after the bloke. Well, if that happens, then they'll do a drop ball. But they do it in rugby.
Do you know what I think?
Maybe the egg chasers have got something good going on.
Maybe.
I think that...
Andrew, what your view? How would you stop it?
Okay, so I think by doing what Barron said, I think would actually make it worse. And this is how I think it would make it worse, right? I think that, okay, so it's good if you're stopping the clock when players go down injured. But that's accounts for 30% of time wasting. You've got players that are walking up and down the touchline ready to take a throw in. That clock's still going. There's no added time now.
I'd stop it. I'd stop it literally every time the ball goes out of play. I'd stop it. I would.
Do it because they can play.
Yeah, I would do.
I think what they need to do to fix it, I think something that would really help is they need the first referee needs to show a second yellow to a goalkeeper for time wasting. Send him off for it.
100%.
And it will stop because they never show a second yellow. A keeper can get booked in the first 10 minutes and just time waste the whole game. They know they're not getting sent off.
Yeah, we saw it in the Arsenal-Man City game. He got a yellow card in the 30th minute of the game, and he carried on time wasting right until the end. And I'll be honest with you, they didn't even need to.
Yeah, I know.
No, let's be honest. I mean, I will say it. I mean, people will probably notice it. Arsenal did a bit of time wasting today. I ain't proud of it. I saw them do it a couple of times, and I thought, just get on with the game. You're 3-0 up. Don't worry. What does it matter? Just get on with it.
So, going into the corners and stuff when the ball's in play, I get that.
Yeah.
You're running down the clock, but like I said, throw-ins. If it was that simple to just stop the clock, why haven't they done it? Why can't they do that?
Because they don't like change, do they? I mean, how?
Because it is that simple, ain't it?
I mean, it is that simple. And I don't like looking at it. You look at goal line technology. How good is that?
Yeah.
Even the simple thing as the spray paint for the free kicks. How good is that? Why did it take so long for all this to come into the game? You look at rugby, tennis has it, cricket has it. Do you know what I mean? All these have done it years in advance.
Yeah,
years advance, and we're just so bad. I mean, I don't really like VAR. I'd be quite happy without it. I'll be honest with you. That's a different story though. But I like the goal line technology because it does just sort it out completely. And yeah, I just think just time wasting all the time. It's just boring. Don't do it like that. The old Italian, is it Italian ref, the old bald guy? He said it, didn't he? The Aston Villa versus someone. The match lasted 43 minutes. Imagine paying hundreds of pounds to go watch because it's not just a match day ticket. You got to get there. You got to get food if you want a pint or a Fanta. Do you know how much a Fanta is in the Emirates? £5. Do you know what I mean? You might as well buy a beer, £6.60. Yeah,
they're like 20p,
you know. Yeah, well, yeah, might be. But if you're a family man and you want to take your 2 kids, you know, I've got a mate
80p.
who's a Man United fan. You know, of course he's a Man United fan. He lives in Kent. He's got 3 boys. He takes him and his 3 boys and his missus up to Manchester to go watch a Man United Newcastle game. How much does that cost him? Probably go on holiday for the same price.
Yeah, and you're watching 50 minutes of action.
You're watching average 53 minutes of a game or something. It's pathetic. It needs to be. I can't believe that it's only getting brought up now. Do you know what I mean? I just can't believe. And like, I just think it's pathetic. And like watching that 7-0 drumming the other day and seeing like Bruno Fernandes throw his arms in the air, like pointing at himself, I want to be subbed, I want to be subbed. What? You want to be subbed? And then Man United coming out going, no, he wanted to know what position he was. He's quite clearly pointing at his chest going, get me off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's pathetic. He's pathetic as well.
Before we go on to that,
yeah,
I just want to. So Andrew's done said he wouldn't agree with yours. So how would you change it, Andrew? How would you stop
the time
wasting time throwing?
That's what I said before about I would send off a keeper.
Just send him off.
Double yellow card. Yeah, first yellow card for time wasting. Does it, repeatedly. Send him off. And then watch that stop goalkeepers. Like obviously, it doesn't address the when the ball goes out for corners and throw-ins. But I just think one step at a time. But you can apply the same sort of thing, really. Book someone for delaying a throw-in. If they're on a yellow card already, book them again, send them off. Like you've got to start punishing it. I'm not saying straight red cards, but players get booked and they know they're, especially goalkeepers, they're not going to get booked again.
And the faking injuries bit, obviously, that adds time on and stuff. How do you... Obviously, the other day, when Barron's mate, old Bruno, went down holding his face when he got hit in the chest, why can't VAR look at that, see that he's clearly not been hit in the face, and just send him off?
I would. Maybe not send him off, but I'd definitely book him. I would definitely book him straight away and be like, do you know what? Have a yellow card for being a dick.
Yeah.
I saw it
There's no reason why they can't do that.
In the Newcastle game, a minute ago that I was watching, Callum Wilson got sort of pushed in the arm, like Black pushed him in the arm, and he didn't go down, but he held his arm and like let down, and the ref went over to him and just went, none of that, get up. That's what they should be doing. They should be telling players to go down. All right, they might not see it all the time, but mate, it's pathetic.
But when it's that clear and you've got people watching the game, the Bruno Fernandes thing on his face.
Would. I mean,
if you've got VAR sitting there watching it and you've gone, look to the ref, look, he's gone down holding his face, no one's touched him. Why can't they do that?
I just don't. I just think it's the old saying that there'd just be so many, wouldn't there? There'd be so, and then what happens if he did get clipped by accident and he didn't really see it, or I'm one of them. If it ain't drawn blood, mate, it didn't hurt.
Yeah. Andrew, what do you reckon about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if they feign a head injury and it didn't hit them in the head, or they've not got a head knock, then I think it should be a booking, because obviously the refs have to stop the game for that. But I think if they get sort of shoulder barge and they go down holding their ankle, like they could have twisted their ankle or whatever, but the referee doesn't have to stop the game for that anyway, so they can just play on until the ball goes out of play. But I think it's the head injuries. It's the one where it doesn't hit them in the head and they say it has. I think, VAR look at it and book them.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, Sean Barron versus Bruno Fernandes. Go.
First of all, the geezer is just an idiot. I mean, I've seen some footballers in my time. I watch quite a lot of football. My missus hates me for it. I don't mind, but I watch it. And I watch a lot of Man United games because they're on the Europa League. They're shown on TV a lot. You get the big six on TV a lot, so you see a lot more of the big six. Mate, every time I watch him, it's like moaning, rolling around, running after refs. Oh, he pulled my shirt. Mate, get over yourself. Play the game. You're losing. Get on with it. It gives up all the time. Mate, it's just... I don't know. I don't know. His face even winds me up. He just really, why? And when I was watching that 7-0 game, and he was like throwing his arms in the air. Well, how about put your Get your arms out the air, mate. Get down, start playing football, try and do better for your team. And then do you know what's even more of a laugh? Is when I watched the game the other day, everyone going, "Oh, how great Bruno Fernandes is. What a game he's having." Mate, he weren't even that good.
Isn't he the captain as well?
Yeah, I wouldn't want him as captain. I played like... Do you know what I mean? The Rashford's goal, he probably got an assist for. It weren't even a pass to Rashford. It come off the defender and fell luckily to him. And then
Would Alex Ferguson have him in his team?
No chance. Alex Ferguson wouldn't have him anywhere near that, let alone captain. I mean...
Andrew, what do you reckon?
I reckon it's going to be Barron versus Bruno Fernandes in a boxing fight at Wembley.
And also, I want to say something.
Go on.
Yeah. It's when Arsenal lost 8-2 to United. The next day, Arsenal sold 3 of them starting 11. All right, granted, it's a close season. You can't sell players. He went out with the same starting 11, and I get that as well. You effed up. You get out there, show the fans you're better than this. But I still, hey, if we lost 7-0 to Spurs, that put me over the edge, I think.
Okay, so
what
what about, right? Okay, it's not completely the same, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But remember what Thomas Partey did against Spurs when he was sort of injured?
Yes.
I can't exactly remember what happened, and he started walking off, and they were attacking, and they scored.
Well,
that's not much better.
Yeah. No, it's not much better. And do you know what? But he then missed a month of football. He didn't start the very next game. He didn't
Barron,
start
if you played for Arsenal, right, and your leg was hanging off, Tottenham was about to score, you would not go, "Oh, I'm going off."
Yeah, but
you would run.
That's because I am an Arsenal man through and through. Thomas Partey is Ghanaian. It was his first season. He probably didn't know what it means. But you look at what that man's done now. He's never be forgiven. Vital member. He is a vital member of our team. And when he doesn't play, we don't play that great. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, you can say the same thing about...
never forgive that.
You can say the same thing about Xhaka. He swore at the fans.
Yeah, but you were swearing at him.
Yeah, I don't mind that so much. That was like...
just walked off as Tottenham attacked. He just walked off.
He was injured, poor bloke.
Arteta was screaming at him to get back on the field. He was like, "No, I've had enough."
Hey, mate,
that can never be forgiven, ever.
And then he had a month, and then he didn't play for a month.
I don't care if he doesn't play for 2 months.
Well, that's your opinion, mate.
And his legs hanging off.
This is mine. And, yeah.
But, well,
what can we say? I think Bruno Fernandes is lazy. He moans. He dives. I think Man United are sometimes better without him.
I think that Bruno Fernandes has done it in reverse, right? I think he was brilliant when he first comes to the club. People were raving about him first season or whatever, and now he's like this. So that's why we're talking about him. Whereas I think Partey, okay, I'm not saying he was moany and all of that stuff when he first came, but that incident happened early, and then he's obviously gone on and played really, really well, and now we're talking about him like he's indispensable, which he is. But I think if it happened the other way around, if Bruno Fernandes had been like he is now, sort of 2 years ago, you know what I mean? You forget like things like that because you improve. So I just think that people do forget the good that Bruno Fernandes did do for Man United when he first joined. You know, I'm not saying that he's not a moany so and so, but yeah, he's got good qualities as well.
I think it clouds your judgment how good they are. So, like Barron's talking about Thomas Partey, if that's someone that wasn't as good, if that was a Lokonga who walked off the field whilst Tottenham were scoring, you would say he is never playing for this club again.
Maybe. You might be right. I said it about Xhaka, though. I said, I don't want him in my club. I don't want him anywhere near my club. And then when he scored against PSV, I was singing his name. I couldn't believe it. I almost had a picture of myself thinking, what am I doing here? Because I hate the bloke. I can't stand him. But that is one bloke who has turned his career around at Arsenal. And it's just, some people do it, some people don't. I just think Man United, you lose 7-0 and your captain is standing in the halfway line asked to be subbed off.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
That ain't right, is it?
And also, I would just like to say, I liked Xhaka giving a bit back to the fans, to be honest. He's a human being.
Yeah, he's got a bit about him, isn't he, Xhaka?
This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion. I got tons of soul on my true collective ball. Famous, also famous, #1.